Hello everyone, and welcome to 3.5. I hope the new update is treating you well so far. In today's video, we're going to talk about Dehya. She was just released, and she's been sort of the hot topic of controversy these days, as a lot of people were already saying that her kit was a little bit more than disappointing in the beta tests. Now, with that being said, what you're about to see is my first impressions of the character. This was recorded earlier on my live stream over at twitch.tv/pandemicpandemonium. If you want to check out more of my streams, but enough about that. I go over everything, including her weapon, her signature weapon, talents, artifacts, trying out the character, of course, and sharing my 2 cents afterwards, as well as doing some theory crafting. But I would definitely like to know your guys' thoughts on the character and what you guys think about Dehya as well. With that being said, if you like the content, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys after we're done trying out Dehya. Let's see how she actually is, finally. Alright, let's take a look at the talents first and foremost. Normal attack, Sandstorm Assault. 4 consecutive strikes using her claymore and her martial arts. She has the continuous slashes, not the spin with her charge. That's okay. I mean, that's, standard stuff. Plunging attack. Yep. Attributes. I mean, there's nothing different here. Just usual stuff. Her 4th hit does the most damage. Has the highest multiplier. She has a pretty standard normal attack. Molten Inferno is the skill. Indomitable Flame. This skill will be unleashed should there be no fiery sanctum field created by Dehya herself present at the time. Deals AoE pyro damage and creates a field known as the Fiery Sanctum. Okay, oh my god. Here we go again with the long skill descriptions. Jeez, okay. Ranging Flame. This skill will be unleashed should a Fiery Sanctum field created by Dehya herself already exist. Dehya will perform a leaping attack, dealing AoE pyro damage before creating a Fiery Sanctum field at her new position. A Fiery Sanctum field created this way will inherit the remaining duration of the previous field. Ranging Flame can only be used once throughout a single Fiery Sanctum field's duration. Okay. And lastly, the actual Fiery Sanctum. When an opponent within a Fiery Sanctum field takes damage, the field will unleash a coordinated attack, dealing AoE pyro damage to them based on Dehya's attack and max HP. This effect can be triggered once every 2.5 seconds. Active characters within this field have their resistance to interruption increased. And when such characters take damage, a portion of that damage will be mitigated and flow into Redmane's blood, i.e. Dehya. Dehya will then take this damage over 10 seconds. When the mitigated damage stored by Redmane's blood reaches or goes over a certain percentage of Dehya's max HP, she will stop mitigating damage this way. Only one Fiery Sanctum created by Dehya herself can exist at one time. Okay. Let's look at the multipliers. So the Indomitable flame damage 180.6. Ranging Flame does a little bit more. The actual field damage is a little tricky. So it only has a multiplier of 96.3, but 96.3 of your attack, and then in addition to that, 1.65 damage of her max HP. Okay. And she will mitigate 46% damage, which is pretty neat. I wonder if this means you can survive like those crazy one-shot hits. Things like, when Raiden in the weekly boss fight does her slash when you have to destroy the orb to make the electric shield. Like, can she help you survive that since she'll take part of the damage? Same with Wanderer when he does the beam thing. I wonder if that is also a thing she can help you live through. And then Redmane's blood maximum 200% of your max HP. The field lasts for 12 seconds, has a cooldown of 20. That one seems a little high. Alright. Next, the burst. That was a long elemental skill, by the way. Hopefully the... Oh my god. I don't like these long paragraph essays, man. But here we go. The burst, Leonine Bite, unleashing her burning anger and casting her inconvenient blade aside. Dehya enters the blazing lioness state and increases her resistance to interruption. In this state, Dehya will automatically and continuously unleash the Flame Main's fists, dealing pyro damage based on her attack and max HP once again. And when its duration ends, she will unleash an incineration drive, dealing AoE pyro damage based on her attack and max HP. If a fiery sanctum field created by Dehya's own elemental skill Molten Inferno exists when this ability is unleashed, Dehya will retrieve it and then create another field once Blazing Lioness's duration expires. This field will take on the retrieved field's duration at the moment of its retrieval. In this state, Dehya will be unable to cast her elemental skill or perform normal charged and plunging attacks. Normal attack Sandstorm Assault and elemental skill Molten Inferno will be replaced by Roaring Barrage. That's a mouthful. Okay, so Roaring Barrage unleashing Roaring Barrage within 0.4 seconds after each Flame Main's fist strike will increase the speed at which the next Flame Main's fist strike will be triggered. I don't really understand what that means, but we're gonna give it a try in just a sec here. And then, so Flame Main's fist damage, once again, its multiplier is part of your attack and your health. So when building her artifacts, it looks like you just want the usual crit rate, crit damage, right? And then HP and attack percentage or flat attack. This thing has a burst cost of 70, by the way. It really also depends on how well she gets her, how many particles she generates on her own. I guess that's why Bennett is in the banner with her, because he drops his own field, right? And I'm guessing you could put that field with her and they'll stack. So you'll have a field that heals you all the time and one where you do your extra damage and it'll be boosting her. I'm guessing that's the synergy they're going for. Duration is 4 seconds, cooldown 18. Okay, the passives. Unstinting Succor? I don't want to say that. Within 6 seconds after Dehya retrieves the fiery sanctum field through her skill or her burst, she will take 60% less damage when receiving damage from Redmane's blood. This effect can be triggered once every 2 seconds. Additionally, 9 seconds after Dehya unleashes her skill, she will grant all party members the Gold Forged Form state. This state will further increase a character's resistance to interruption when they are within the fiery field. Gold Forged Form can be activated once every 18 seconds. So, it's like having a shield, but without having an actual shield. Because she gives you so much resistance to interruption, and then she'll just take the damage herself. So you shouldn't be getting stunned, and when you do get hit, she's the one that's going to be getting, well, most of the damage. So it's very weird to have a tanky character, like a tank-like character in Genshin. I don't think we definitely don't have one. Maybe like Noelle or like Zhongli because of the shields, but like she actually is, she is the shield. Her body is the shield. Stalwart and True. When her HP is less than 40%, Dehya will recover 20% of her max HP and restore 6% of her max HP every 2 seconds for the next 10. This effect can be triggered once every 20 seconds. So she has a heal for herself. Makes sense for a tank. And then the Sunlit Wave, which we remember increases your movement speed by 10% during the daytime. Does not take effect during domains, trounce domains, or Spiral Abyss, which is so lame. I don't understand why it can't take effect in domains. It literally just means you run faster to the domain. Like, to that key. I don't understand why they can't let you have that. If you are using this for exploring, you could pair her up with Rosaria, because Rosaria has a similar talent, but she improves your movement speed at night. So if you have these two in your party, you basically have a 10% movement speed any time of day. Her kit seems very complex and a lot of words, but maybe it's not as crazy. Let's take a look at the weapon. We have the Beacon of the Reed Sea, which gives you It's gonna give you a little bit more crit rate than that because it's only level 80. It has the Desert Watch effect. So after the character's elemental skill hits an opponent, their attack will be increased by 20% for 8 seconds. After the character takes damage, their attack will be increased again by 20% for 8 seconds. The two aforementioned effects can be triggered even when the character is not on the field. Wow! Additionally, when not protected by a shield, the character's max HP will be increased by 32%. I would like to see who this is good for. I mean, this is a good sword for Diluc. Alright, they gave her Tenacity of the Millilith set. She's like a sub DPS slash support. I get why they gave her this though, the HP, and then when her skill hits opponents, she gets a 20% attack increase, and the shield strength doesn't matter. And then we're paired up with Barbara, Kea, and Bennett. Very, very interesting there. Alright, that's enough talking. Let's actually try her out finally. I like the attack animations. Alright, skill? Oh damn. These punches though. Now I will say her damage was low for the burst, even with Benadol. I saw the like playstyle wise, very fun character to use. I like the punchy. It's like Heizo. Again, you get to her burst is just punch a bunch of enemies, lots of AoE damage, so she's definitely meant more for crowds of enemies, not so much the bosses, which is, you know, there's a need for that. You know, you don't always want single target like Yoimiya, right? If you need single target pyro damage, Yoimiya or Hutao. But let's take a look finally at her constellations and see if there's anything broken in here. Okay, C1, the Flame Incandescent. Dehya's max HP is increased by 20%, already a damage boost. And she will deal bonus damage based on her max HP when using the following attacks. Her skill, which is going to give her even more scaling, and her burst, which is going to give her even more scaling. So this one, straight up more damage, and this is like making you want to invest more in HP rather than attack. When Dehya uses her skill, the duration of the recreated Fiery Sanctum field will be increased by 6 seconds. Additionally, when a Fiery Sanctum exists on the field, damage dealt by its next coordinated attack will be increased by 50% when the active characters within the fiery field are attacked. Not bad. This makes her more of an off-field DPS, more viable. It gives it quite a damage boost, but I don't even know if I noticed it because I didn't get hit. We were fighting a bunch of slimes and weak hilichurls, so I didn't even get hit to see the coordinated attack on the field thing. C3-5 is +3, but as we know. C4, when Flame Main's Fist and Incineration Drive attacks unleashed during her burst hit opponents, they will restore... Oh, that's good. They're gonna restore energy for Dehya and heal her. She gets energy refill and healing off her punch attacks. This effect can be triggered every 0.2 seconds. That right there is going to help reduce your needs for energy recharge on Dehya. And lastly, the C6, the crit rate of Leonine Bite is increased by 10%. That's good right there. Additionally, after a Flame Main's first attack hits an opponent and deals crit hits during a single Blazing Lioness state, it will cause the crit damage of the Leonine Bite to increase by 15% for the rest of Blazing Lioness's duration and extend that duration by 0.5 seconds. This effect can be triggered every 0.2. The duration can be extended for a maximum of 2 seconds, and crit damage can be increased by a maximum of 60%. So this is a fancy way of saying more crit damage, more crit rate during your burst. Does it sound absolutely broken? Not really, but it's like a nice bump in numbers. Now, I don't know how much her damage will be once you actually get a C6 with her, and not to mention the bonus effect she's getting from her weapon. Honestly, she seems like a playable character. Like, she's fine. I just don't understand why Hoyoverse would look at this and not tune the numbers up a little bit. Like, I don't think they need to change anything other than just make her hits just do a little bit more damage. But maybe, I don't know, maybe she has some busted team that we haven't tried yet. Like, she could work with, does her burst work with a Jingcho or Yelan? Because if so, you could bring both of those characters, and that is a ton. First of all, you get Hydro Resonance, so that's 25% HP for Dehya. Then you get to vaporize all your attacks, which is a big increase there. So, I don't know if you can, but if you can, it seems like it will be a very strong combo, but you'd have to test it. Like, this is really fun to use. This punch thing? Oh my god. Her off-field damage is also pretty lackluster, but it seems like she can be a decent sub DPS. I don't know how they want her to be, actually. Because, okay, you have this field, right? You have this field, and then you can swap to another character, and they will get coordinated flame attacks while they're in the field, right? And if you get hit, Dehya will take that damage even if she's off the field. So that's her off-field capabilities there. But then when you use her burst, it's not an off-field thing. She's got to be on-field. And then you can even use her skill again for, you know, like, extra damage. Then you would swap to your other DPS, and now melting K's, you know, damage. It's like they didn't know what to do when they designed her kit. They had all these ideas, and they kind of just shoved it in there. It's kind of like Jinyan. They had all these ideas for a character, a support character, and they just shoved it in one character's kit. But that's just initial impressions. It's definitely possible that she has a really strong team. Like, maybe a Burgeon team is good. It's just that in a game like this, we've never really needed a tank character, right? Because we have shields. We either have really good shields that take so much damage that anybody can be a tank because of the shield, or we have characters that heal so much that you can take as much damage as possible and still live, like Kokomi or Bennett, as long as you're in his field, right? So it's weird to have someone like Dehya, who's clearly a tanky character and not much of a DPS, like a tanky sub DPS. I don't know, I don't hate the character. I still think she's fun, but like, I'm interested in trying to find a really good team with her. I really do think I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna say that a Burgeon comp with her, with someone like Nahida, and then your choice of Hydro for the Bloom stuff. I honestly think she'll do good. Burgeon, I think, is probably the way to go. But time will tell. The whales will figure it out for me because I don't have the gems to pull for her and build her and all that stuff. So what did you guys think of Dehya? Sorry for the abrupt ending there, but I honestly went on and on and on for a bit, and I already think the video went on for too long. But before we go, I just want to say, now that I've gotten time to rewatch myself looking at the character and seeing her kit again, I do want to say that even though right now, even if all the content creators test her out to the maximum potential and they still find her to be disappointing, you never know, chat. And I say this because we're kind of seeing history repeat itself with everyone already not liking this character, but The same thing happened to Kokomi when she was first released. We analyzed the heck out of Kokomi when she was first released, and nobody liked her for quite a long time. It wouldn't be until Denja was released that Kokomi became one of the most popular units in the game. Obviously, there isn't going to be any new elements going to be introduced to the game, but you never know, because from a year from now, from her release, there could be a new artifact set piece that works really well with her kit. There could be new teammates that you can form to really make a strong team with Dehya that only works for characters like her. Or there could also be elemental reworks. Maybe they redo Geo and all of a sudden she has like a really strong synergy with Geo, or they redo some reactions and stuff like that. You never know when it comes to the Hoyoverse balanced team and things that they can always add. So I will just say, even if she doesn't end up being the unit we all wanted her to be, only time will tell how much more useful she will be in the future. So with that being said, just, my 2 cents on something to think about. Thank you for watching. I hope the video was at least somewhat insightful and enjoyable to watch. I will have more content coming out in the next coming days for 3.5, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.